Yo, what's going on YouTube, and welcome back to another Minnesota Twins game review. And well, a big game one in the first game of the doubleheader versus Baltimore today. We pulled out the win, and I don't know how many times I've said it so far this season. When the Twins score 6 runs, or well, when either team scores 6 runs, that usually is enough to win them the ball game. That's exactly what the Twins did today. 6-5 over the O's, like I said, in game number 1. Not the best game for the Twins. We'll break it all down and everything that happened, but we got a lot to talk about. First, Berrios gets his 3rd win of the season. Straley gets his 2nd loss. He's 1-2. Berrios is 3-1. Rogers gets a 2-inning save, and a little bit scary there in the 8th inning. We'll cover that, though. Let's go to the rest of the box score. Twins score 6 runs on 9 hits. Baltimore 5 runs on 13 hits, so they out-hit the Twins today in game 1, but I tell you what, we found a way to get the job done. What do I always say? As well as the 6 runs and you win, a W is a W, and that's all that matters here in game 1. A tough game for the top of the lineup again, and it was a weird lineup. Again, I'm not sure what's going on with Baldelli's decision, but it got the job done today. Probably because Berrios was on the mound. Not going to lie, and he still gave up a little bit of a scare there in the early half of the game. So, Twins scored 2 in the 2nd. We'll cover all of this in a second. Twins scored 2 in the 2nd. Baltimore answered in the bottom of the 3rd. And, I mean, let's just talk about that really quick. Baltimore, Berrios had a no-hitter through the first 2 innings. I mean, not that it's a big issue or that he gave it up, but okay, no-hitter through the first 2 innings. 4 straight hits, back-to-back home runs. It was a double, then a home run, then a home run, and another base hit. It scored 3 runs. Gave Baltimore the lead. I was freaking out a little bit. And then we were able to score 1 run in the 5th, 3 runs in the 6th. That put us at 6. That got us enough. They scored 1 in the 6th and the 8th, but could not come back. So let's go through the hitters box score really quick. Polanco, I picked Polanco to get a hit today. I was at 5 in the streak. He did not get a hit. 0 for 5, and that's just really tough, I tell you what. I bet he has a big 2nd game, though. Not going to lie. Because I don't think they'll bench him, like for Andrianza or something. So I would expect him to go back into the 2-hole, and that's probably why he struggled a little bit. You know, being in that leadoff spot, he's not used to that all year, but that's what I want to see more of. You know, give him a couple reps there. I think he'll do good. He went 0 for 5. Gonzalez went 0 for 5 as well. I'm not sure why he was batting 2nd. What can you do? Then Cruz came up. He had an RBI. He got a hit. 1 for 5. Rosario, a big day for him again. And 2 home runs again. Back-to-back days with back-to-back home runs. The only other person I think to do that this year is Chris Davis. So, I mean, he's in a good company right now. Definitely looking to be our all-star this year. I think he hit a home run in the top of the 2nd inning. And then the next batter, Astudillo, also hit a home run. So good for him to get a home run. And then he also did it in the 5th. Great job for him, but let's go back to the box score really quick. So Rosario went 3 for 5 with 2 home runs, 2 RBIs, 2 runs. Astudillo hit a home run. He also got 2 hits on 4 at-bats, including the home run. Cave went 0 for 4. Scope went 1 for 3 with a run. That was good for him. Castro went 1 for 2 with 2 walks and a run. And then Buxton also had 2 RBIs, 1 for 3 with a run. Like I said, Rosario had 2 home runs. Astudillo had a home run. In the 6th inning, Buxton doubled, and Scope scored. Castro scored on their walks. And Nelson Cruz also got a hit to score Buxton. We were able to get 6 runs on the board and win. It was a little bit scary in the 8th inning. I'm not going to lie there. You know, Rogers has been so good against left-handed batters, especially this year. Gave up a couple of hits early in the 8th. Bases were not loaded, but 2nd and 3rd, and he got out of it with a couple of big strikeouts. How many strikeouts did he have? As we'll talk about the pitchers here, only had to use 3 pitchers. That's really big for the 2nd game as well. So Berrios got the win. He went 6 innings, 8 hits, 4 earned runs, 3 walks, 5 strikeouts. Not his best performance. I don't know if he'll be the Cy Young. You know, not saying that anybody else is really doing well in the AL, but he's winning games, right? He's getting some run support, which is the biggest thing for the Twins pitching. But he hasn't been doing as well as he did in that first start at the beginning of the year. Hopefully, you know, he'll continue to do well, but so far at the start of the game hasn't been, or start of the year hasn't been, like he was in that first game. But 6 innings is strong. That's good. Not gonna knock that at all. I mean, he got the win, got the job done for us, so that's good. Hildenberger came in, gave up a couple hits, but got out of the inning, no strikeouts or anything, so just able to get out of the inning is good. And then Rogers came in for the 2-inning save, 3 hits, 5 strikeouts. I think I was listening to the Baltimore announcers today, and I think that's what they said, that was his highest strikeouts in his outings. I might not be correct on that. I thought that's what they said, but 5 strikeouts in 2 innings. That's really good. 1 earned run on 3 hits, and that 8th, a little bit scary, but again, we got out of it. So, I wrote down a couple things. We had a weird lineup again. Let's talk about that. We had Castro in. Where's Garver? What happened to him? I mean, Garver was so hot. He was literally like 11 for 22 or 7 for 4. He was like batting 500 in like his last 5 games or something. And then he gets 1 bad game at the leadoff position and doesn't play again for the next 3 games. And that's where we are now. What? Castro? I'll give Castro credit here. I will give him credit. He deserves it. Got a hit today, 2 walks, very good at the plate, and he scored a run. Good for him. I ain't complaining. If he could do that every day, I would like him a lot more. He's got to earn that 7, or is it 7? Maybe it's not 3. I thought it was 7. Something $1 million. It's a lot of money. He's got to earn it. But he got to start today at catcher. Good for him. He did well. Scope still at second base. Good to see him get a hit. I know he was really struggling in the last couple of games. So good to see him get a hit. That's not out of the ordinary. I wouldn't be surprised if he doesn't play the next game, though. I know they're going to try to get Andrianza in. Just because that's how they did it in the second game against Toronto. And he did a weird lineup here, Baldelli. I'm guessing he'll do some sort of weird lineup the next game as well. Kepler will come back in, but I'm sure Andrianza will go in for either Scope or Polanco, or maybe Gonzalez. I'm not sure, but I'm sure they'll try to get him in. Astudillo played first. Okay. Sure. I mean, he hit a home run. Good for him. He had a good day. Cave is in right field. Not sure why Kepler wasn't playing again. He literally, he's on a 12-game or 13 on base per game. I can't talk, but you know what I'm saying. He gets on base at least once a game. And then he hasn't played 2 of the last 5 games. What? That doesn't make sense. And he did not do good today, so I guarantee you he will not be playing in the next game. He had 2 strikeouts and no hits and 4 at-bats. So he played right field. Astudillo at first. Gonzalez way up in the order. Polanco batting leadoff. I don't get it. I'm not sure. Like I said, I do like Polanco at the leadoff spot. Not sure why Gonzalez is up there, but I really want to see this. Cruz at the 2 spot. He's not hitting home runs. I don't know why, but he's getting hits and he's doing productive work. If Polanco can get on base, there we go. Now we can hit him home. If he doesn't, I want to see Cruz up in the lineup. Get him some more at-bats to try to see the ball a little bit more and get it flying out of the park. That would also put Rosario in the 3rd spot, so he would get up more. Obviously, once in the 1st inning for sure. And then if if Cruz or Polanco gets on, or both, Rosario hits a 3-run home run. We're up 3-0 in the 1st inning. I don't know. I think that would be an interesting thing to try out. If we're going to do these weird lineups, why not put Cruz in the 2-hole or Rosario in the 2-hole? I don't like that as much, but just something to think about. It was really good to see Astudillo get another home run, though, and Rosario go back-to-back. I think Rosario's at 8 home runs. Not saying that's great, but it's the highest on the team. I think it's not, I don't even want to say that. It's not as great. It is good. It is really good. But, he's not Yelich. He's not Bellinger. He's not Chris Davis. He doesn't have that 10 mark yet. I really want to see him hit back-to-back games with 2 home runs. Honestly, though, I think they'll be a little bit careful of him. He also dropped a ball in left field. Nothing happened of it because we threw the guy out at home plate. That could have changed the game. There was also a play in the 8th inning where it was a hit down the line. Chris Davis got a hit. And then it was a hit down the line. Chris Davis advanced to 3rd. Rosario threw it into 2nd. And that held, who was it? Severino, maybe at that point. I think it was Severino, the catcher. He's not that fast. But it held him to a single. And then on the next hit from Rogers, he only advanced to 3rd on Mancini's double, and that saved the tying run. So, I mean, Rosario, he didn't really make a mistake because he got the guy thrown out at home, but he made a great play there. Some plays go unnoticed. I tell you what, you look at the box score, you never would have known that Rosario made the game-tying, run, stop at first base. And, that could have changed the game. It really could have. Or the run that we threw out of home plate, he missed the ball, sure, but he made up for it. Threw him out of home plate and got 2 home runs. It's the Rosario show. Rosario is doing it all right now, really stepping it up for the Twins. Like I said, we don't need the Twins to everybody to step up. Polanco 0 for 5, Gonzalez 0 for 5, Cave 0 for 4. 3 guys who went 0 for, even Cruz who only got 1 hit in the top of the lineup. Guess what? Doesn't matter because Rosario, Astudillo picking them up today. Every single game, we have 1 or 2 of those guys. And that's so important. We're not putting it all on his shoulders. Even though he's taking the load, we're not putting it all on his shoulders, and that's what's fantastic about this team. Hopefully we can just get a couple more wins, right? I mean, we fell to the Blue Jays 3 times. We almost lost to the O's here. We got another couple of games against the O's. Very winnable. We got to get them done. But a little bit too close for comfort. I really want to see them just blow the O's out of the water in one of these next 2 games. I think Perez is on the mound. Not sure how that's going to go, but Perez is on the mound for game 2. We'll see how it goes in a couple of hours. I'll be back. So make sure to leave a like, subscribe, come back in a couple hours for game 2's review, and we'll see you then.